Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I have a lot of things on my desk today. I have a lot of projects started. I normally don't start a new project until I finish one, but I have 3 different journals going right now and then a couple of other projects that I've got started. The reason being is I go tomorrow for my pre-op on my eyes, and I don't know when they're going to do the surgery, hopefully very, very soon. But I'm just trying to get a lot of things going so that I'll have videos up for you guys, and I'll have some things to work on when they get a little bit better. But anyway, today what we're going to do is use some pieces from our E-Club kit, the March one. And that paper pad was, sorry I've got everything drug out. The paper pad is called Fernwood, and it's by Vicki Boughton, I think is the way she pronounces her name. Let's see, who is this? American Crafts is who it's sold through. But this is a cute, cute paper pad. It has a lot of ferns and flowers and different things in it. And I love ferns. I can't grow them. I usually kill them, but I love them. So it has butterflies. It has ferns. It has regular papers. It has all kinds of little different kinds of flowers and things in here. So I thought I would make just a really fun little journal. I've also pulled out the stamp set that came in your kit. So I think we're going to stamp a few things. And then I have the vintage papers that came in your kit. So it's all kinds of little vintage advertisements and things like that. You got a pack of those. Then I'm also using one of this is called double dot paper, and it's got I think you can see it, it's like a dot pattern on the top that's raised. I'm using part of it. I cut it down to the size of the paper. I'm not going to be using the chipboard on this particular album, but we'll use it later on. And I may use some of the stickers. I don't know. Right now I'm just going to play around and see what we can come up with. Now, I just pulled out some different papers. The first, I don't know, 10 or 12 I pulled out of the journal, or I pulled out of the paper pad, and then I just cut the tops off of them. And then this piece, I cut it down to the size of the papers. 6 by 8 is what size our paper is. Now, I'm going to line that up as best I can across here. And I'm going to take my Crop-A-Dile. And let's see, where do I want to punch my hole? I'm going to punch my hole about right there. And I'm going to clip these just so that, see, I let that one slide. So I'm going to clip them. So hopefully I won't let it slide again. And then I'm going to go across. And what I did, I'll tell you in just a second. Let me get this one punched. You can kind of sort of go by those little lines that are on there. What I did is I come in 1 3/4 inches from either side and made a little mark. And this is going to be a top flip journal. I haven't made one of those before with you guys. I have made one a while ago, but not with you guys. So, let's see. What are we going to do now? I want to put some eyelets in the cover. I'm trying to decide if I need to put an extra paper on the back of this or not, since this is going to be our cover. I think I might just put another sheet on the back just to make it a little bit stronger. And you can use scrap paper if you want. I may just use a piece of paper out of the paper pad. Just something to make it a little bit tougher. I might go with that one right there. And it doesn't even have to be a full sheet if you don't want to. Just something to strengthen this paper just a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to glue it down right there. I don't know, I might want this side. Do I want this side? And I have just a tiny, tiny bit. I have my paper on the front just a hair bigger than the sheets of paper. So instead of it being 6 by 8, I cut it just a hair over, not even 1/16 of an inch. So it's very, very close to 6 by 8. I think I'm going to put that darker side there. And I will be adding some pockets and things in this. A top flip journal is really easy to add lots of different things to, because you've got all of those pages, the sides and the bottom and everything that you can work with. My glue is stuck for some reason. I probably left the top off too long. You think? No, not me. Yes, me. I always forget it. All weekend long I left the top off of my ink pad. So I don't know if my ink pad will even work today or not. Sometimes I get tired when I get ready to close up shop for the day. I'm so tired. I forget to close things. Now I'm going to let just that tiniest of edge of paper show around that. You can see it's just very, very little. And this paper has some of that teal in it anyway, so I think that's going to look good. See, you just got this just a hair. Like I said, I don't even think it's a 16th. Probably a 32nd. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim this top off. Y'all have to excuse my desk and all the clattering that I'll be doing because I've just got so much on it. And I cut that so crooked. That's pitiful, Edith. Okay, let's use our trimmer, why don't we? Now, how you can cut so crooked and you not even need to cut off any paper. Now, I may end up having to trim my other papers off a little bit. That's not good. But if we do, we do. It'll still be okay. I'm going to punch these holes again. Now, let's go ahead and set our eyelets, and I've just got some silver ones here. Just what I had in my stash. You didn't get eyelets in your kit because this is not something that was actually planned when the kit was put together, but I'm sure a lot of you have eyelets, or you can buy a set of eyelets at the store. I'm gonna have to move that around, Edith. I'll put the wrong little bottom on there. There we go. If your eyelet doesn't set good, then you know you need to turn your little thing around here. You need the bigger one, the bigger little circle thing or bump thing, I call it, to set your larger eyelets. Then they set well. I sometimes forget to turn it, so I don't do the real big ones a lot. Okay, now we have that, and we're going to use a couple of little book rings, and I've had these in my stash forever too, and they work real well in this size eyelet, so that's what we're going to use. Now, on all of these, I'm not going to put an eyelet in each one, but I am going to go ahead and grab my hole reinforcers, and I'm going to put those on. Now, I have hole reinforcers here in various colors, and I'm just going to use what I have. All I did was I buy the white ones, and then I just use my ink, and I go over these. That's all I do. And I color them whatever color that I might need at that time. And they're not going to fit perfect, because my little hole reinforcers are larger than my hole punch. But that's okay. It'll still give it a little bit of extra reinforcement around those. So I'm going to go through and do this, and then we'll come back and start putting this little journal together. We have all of our hole reinforcers on there. I like that look. And then this is going to go together, whoops, like this. Now, I haven't made a back for it yet because I'm still trying to decide exactly what kind of back I want to make. All that will happen is these book rings will go through here, close up. That book ring's been in my stash for a while. I did not want to close. So they will go through like that, close up. And then we can add all different kinds of things to these, because these are 1.5 inch book rings, I think. And then it will flip like this. Now, on the back side, I did use some paper that really didn't matter which way it flipped or which way it looked when you flipped it. So, see this one, if I'd have put this one on the back, things would have been upside down. But since I've got that, it's not. Same here. So I just went through and kind of chose a paper that looked okay either way that we did it. Now on the front, what I'm going to do, I was trying to decide how I wanted to decorate this front. And I've about come to the conclusion that I want to put another layer on the front here. And I'm thinking about putting this envelope and see, I should have put that the other way up. It's upside down when you flip it, but I'm going to cover most of that anyway. I may cut this off and let that be a little tuck pocket. Let's see. Yeah, let's trim that off a little bit. I'm just going to trim it off straight. As straight-ish. We'll let that be a little tuck in there. So I had somebody that really berated me because I tore up an Edith Holden book. But you know, I've got 3 or 4 copies of that same book, and I have read it from cover to cover many times. And that's what I do, is I refurbish books. I call it refurbishing because I'm using them in my journals. So if that bothers you, then, you know, it might not be who you need to be watching. I'm not saying, you know, I don't want any of you guys to leave, but I don't like to be berated because I tear up a book either. I love books. I've always loved books all of my life. But when one's falling apart and the pages are falling out of it, I don't see any reason on earth why I can't reuse those pages and give them a new life. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. So, that being said, if it bothers you, then just move along. Move along, because I'm going to be tearing up books. And all of them I have read multiple times, and most of them have come out of the trash bins at different libraries. That was going to burn them, so, you know, you want it burnt and have the emissions in the air, or you want me to reuse it in my journals? Okay. I'm just inking up around this because I am going to make a pocket out of it. So it's going to glue like that. And I want a paper on here that's going to be decorative that we can use. And I may go with this. This is a Edith Holden book page that was torn up. So I may go with that on the front. I'm going to cut off just a little part of this. Because I wanted a bird or something on the front, and most everything in the paper is flowers. But I think flowers and birds, butterflies, things like that work well together. Yeah, I'm thinking very well that I may just cover that with that, and that can be the front of my journal. So you still have the flowers and the different grasses and branches and things, but then you have some birds. And I think our birds go really well with the dragonflies and the butterflies and the leaves and the ferns and that kind of thing. So let's do that. I'm going to cut this down and just let a little bit of my envelope show. Get down right there. Right there. And now, Elaine Wallace, if you are watching, you had stated that you wanted the rose journal that I'm working on. It is ready to ship. I have sent you a link in your email for you to make your purchase. So if you don't still want it, that's fine. I've got other people waiting in line for it. But if you do still want it, then you need to go ahead and make your payment so I can get that out to you. And then I can move on to my other journals, because I've got the other one, the tag journal, is already spoke for as well. I just need to get those finished and out the door. I like to get them out to you guys as soon as I can. I don't like to hold them here. So Miss Elaine, if you can just let me know something. Like I said, don't feel bad if you don't still want it. That's fine. You don't have to take it. I have a lot of other people who have spoke for it as well. So if you don't still want it, that is perfectly fine. No problem. Okay, so that I'm going to put on there. And I'm just going to let a little bit of that bottom show. And it does have some of that teal in it. It may not be showing up in the camera exactly like that, but it does have a little teal in there. So let's see. I'm going to take these rings out for now because I'm going to be working in this and I don't want to have to flip my pages over and over and over again. So I'm just going to pull my rings out. Okay. That's about where I want it right there. Just a little showing at the top and a little showing at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to open that up, put a little bit of glue right here, and a little glue right here. And then that's going to give us a pocket on either end. And glue squirting out everywhere because Edith is heavy-handed. Oh, did you guys see the picture of Betty and I? I finally got to meet our designer. I talk to her all the time, but I've never met her in person because she lives in Tallahassee, Florida, and I live here in Alabama. But we got to meet last night. It was so exciting. We had so much fun. It was at one of Melina and Brandon's events that they had. So we had a good time. Right, I need to cover the back here. So what are we going to cover that with? We could do that. That doesn't look so bad with that, does it? Has a little bit of that teal in there. I think I want to cover it with the design though. Let's see what else we have in here. I've used quite a bit of the papers already, or pulled a lot of them out. I haven't used them. I kind of like that. That goes really well with that teal. Looks like just a painting. So let's use this. And we're just going to mark where we want this cut. Now I'm going to cut it back right. Let's see. I'm going to cut it back a ways so that you won't have any trouble getting your hand or your journaling card in there. Just trying to see where my little... We'll cut it back about right there. Yeah, that will work. And then we can cut off these two little lips here. Now on this, you're going to put your glue on your pocket and not on your paper. Tell me how I learned that the hard way. Because I actually put it on my paper one time and glued my whole pocket together. And you guys was yelling at me not to do that, and I did it anyway. I just don't listen. That's what my husband says anyway. Now we have a pocket here. And I'm just going to cut off these two little tabs on the end. Because we don't actually need those. Let's see if I can maneuver my hands to where it will do it. There we go. Alright, now we have our little pocket there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of ink down through there just to give that a little bit of a inked look or coffee dyed look so it doesn't look so plain. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be our front cover. And then I want to put something here to kind of embellish this a little bit because that's too plain. We need to bring a little bit of color out on that. And we might use some of this paper. And I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm going to tear this paper where it has a white border here. Like that. Then I'm going to put that down like that. I'm going to let that be a pocket. Then I can put something else up here. Yeah, I think that will work. Can you tell that I'm making this on the fly? Now, we will not get finished with this today, but we'll have a good start on it, and then hopefully I'll be able to finish it before the week's out, depending, like I said, on when my surgery is. I don't really think it'll be this week. They don't normally do the surgery the same week they do the pre-op, but anyway, it is what it is, and it will be when it will be. And I keep thinking I want another envelope to fold this way. I want lots of envelopes on this, don't I? What would that look like if we had another small one that flipped that way? That one flipped that way. So that would open up. This would open up. There'd be pockets on both sides and then a pocket there. We have a, I think I'm going to stamp the dragonfly and put that there. And we can cover this with another piece of Edith Holden paper. I think this, if I could get that little bird in there, that would be cute. Yeah, I think I'll do it. I think I will. Look at all this sliding around on here. I need to move some papers, don't I? I'm going to move those over there. This is some envelopes that I've had in my stash forever and a day. And they actually had gotten bent in some things. Alright, I'm going to glue it down just like that. And I'm going to put my glue on the envelope just so that I can glue it and then, well, no. I want it a little bit smaller than my envelope, so I'm not going to do that. Think about it, Edith, before you start going to town. Okay. We're going to cut it right there on that side. Right there on that side. Ooh, maybe I can glue that down where it's frazzled there. Let's cut this side off first, and we'll see what we can do. This page was really torn up. Now let's see. Just want to make sure I'm putting it on the right way. Okay, I'm going to trim this bottom a little because it's not straight. A little bit. And I don't mind if part of that January shows on there. That doesn't bother me. Doesn't have to be January for you to have it in your journal, does it? There. That's how we're going to put that down, just like that. So this is going to be a little envelope stack pocket front. Envelope stack pocket front flip top journal. How do you like that? I don't think all that would fit in the description box. There we go. Then we need to put a piece here, and it doesn't have to be Edith Holden. It can be anything. If you use a little piece of this yellow here. Let's see if that flips out. Yeah, the yellow would go good. I'm going to go ahead and run it up through here just a little ways because that's still going to be fine. Still going to be able to get your hand in there and open that pocket up. If I don't close it all together. Oh yeah. That will work right there. Okay. Again, I'm going to put a little ink down through here. It just helps it look a little bit more coffee dyed, ink dyed, whatever you want to call it. Gives it a little bit of color, as well as on the front here. And I know this is already a craft envelope, but it just gives it a little bit of a dimension. Okay. Right. Now let's put this on here. I think having it about halfway will look okay, maybe. Let's see, we might want it down lower. I actually think I want it lower. I think I want it to come all the way down to the bottom. Or most of the way to the bottom. I want it even with this one at the bottom. So that other one needs to be even with. Up a little bit more. There we go. So I'm going to glue it right there. Look at me. I want this to be a pocket. So I'm going to have to put something down on there. I could have left that paper on there, but I'm just going to put this little piece right here on there. It's not going to show on the front side anyway, so that will be fine. All right, once again, let's put this back down where it needs to be. This envelope doesn't want to slide. There we go. Go right there. And it will be another pocket. Okay, so we had a pocket there, a pocket there. Then on this side we have a pocket there, we have a pocket there, and a pocket there. I like the looks of that so far. Now I'll probably stamp my little dragonfly, or I may stamp this moth. I think that's a moth. May stamp that and put it there, but I'm going to decide what paper I want to stamp it on. I'm not sure right now. I think I want to stamp it on a pattern paper, and that way it'll have different colors in it. But I'll have to decide on that, so I'm not going to do that right this minute. But that basically is going to be the front, and then I'll make tags for this, journaling cards, journaling cards. You can always put another pocket here if you want, or another little side pocket, tear that. We may do that later on too. I like lots of pockets. You guys know that. Now, when it comes to filling them, it's a little bit harder, but I still like lots of pockets. Okay, let's move that over there. So that is basically going to be our beginning of our journal right there. And we might even use some of those words to do a title up there. I'm not sure. At this point, what I like to do is get the basics down, and then I come back and I start building from there. But getting the basics down is the biggest thing. Let's see, well, we could put something, a tag, something like that in there. So let's see, what else do we want to do? So that's going to be our front page. We'll have two pockets on either side, and I'll probably put a good sized tag on either side of this so that it will, you know, one will go in that way and then the other one will go in that way. That will work. On this, I'll probably stamp something here, maybe the little dragonfly. Let's see. Now on some of these, they're really, really dark, and it would be real hard to journal on. So we may come back with paper and put some paper on some of these, or we may just make us a little flip out, put on some of these. There's lots of different things that you can do to have your journaling space, but still have your pretty paper in the background. So we could do that and have us a little flip out there where it would expand. That. Now these envelopes are almost, they are the perfect width for this. So I think I'm going to cut the envelope off, and this will be a little pocket, because I've got tons of these and I haven't used them in a while. So it's time to start using them for different things. Let's see. Ooh, I let that slide. And then that will be a nice pocket. And then we still have the paper in the background, the beautiful paper, but we've got a nice pocket that we can put a big journaling tag in and do our journaling. So let's go ahead and cut a little pull in this, and I'm going to use my oval punch. I think this one would look good with that. Yeah, let's use this one. And yes, I cut my little pull out before I actually covered my pocket, but that's fine. I can do it again. You know, I get ahead of myself sometimes. So I was with Miss Brooklyn this weekend, and she is begging her papa for a new phone. Her phone has died, and it doesn't hold the charge. And of course, she sent Papa a note and said, "Papa, do you know how to fix my phone?" And he said, "Well, what's wrong with your phone?" And she said, "It doesn't stay charged. I can charge it, and in 5 minutes, it's all run down." So he said, well, let me check into it and I'll see what I can come up with. Well, when I was with her last night, she was playing on my phone, and she said, Nene, don't you think it's about time you got a new phone? And I said, well, that phone's not very old. She said, oh, Nene, it's old. They already come out with the 13 now, and yours is like 2 or 3 years old. She said, you need a new phone. I said, well, I'd have to look into it. I said, they're so expensive. And she said, well, when you look into it, do you think I can have this one? I said, Brooke, I said, was you telling me I needed a new phone so that you could have this one? She said, well, it would be a good idea for me to have it, wouldn't it? I said, well, it depends on if your mom and dad don't mind you having it and if I can afford to get a new phone. I said, I don't really need a new phone. Mine's working fine. She said, oh, it's not working fine, Nene. I see all kinds of scratches on it. It's so old. I said, well, let me check into it, girlfriend, before I tell you anything. Oh, my goodness. She is a trip, I'm telling you. She knows just how to get you. So she texted me this morning because I told her, I said, it'll be a few days before I can check into that because I'm pretty busy right now. Well, she don't understand busy. So she texted me this morning and said, can I come and get the phone? I said, no, baby. You cannot come and get the phone. I said, I have to have the phone, and I haven't figured out if I can afford another one yet. And she said, oh, Nene, what's taking you so long? You've got money in the bank. I said, how do you know I have money in the bank? She said, because you have checks in your drawer. I have checks, so I have money. Oh, me. She is a mess, I'm telling you. Everybody needs a little Brooklyn. I call her Brooklyn half the time. She's always into something. Everybody needs a little Brooklyn. Okay, so that's a nice pocket on that. I like that. We used that. Let's see what else we got. I'm not going to do too much more to it today because I'm going to have to save some things for the next video. Let's see. What do we want to put on this one? You know, I love the pieces that are torn like this. You know, this one is the one that I tore a minute ago. These little side pockets. That's going to be that side, that page on that side. So we could use this to put over here. Or is that too much orange? Do we need to go with a different color? A little bit too much orange. Let's see. We could do a striped. Or we could do our butterflies. Let's do our butterflies. Now, this time we want to tear the opposite direction, but I still want the white to be on the top, so I'm going to pull it this way. Yes, I like that. Another tuck. And then on one of the pages, I think we'll do a little cascading thing, but I'll do that on the next video because it takes me a little while to do those. Put those together. Yeah, that'll work. So I'll glue part of this down. And this is just some ideas of things that you can do with your e-club if you want to. The e-clubs are all open, what we call open stock kits. I mean, you get everything that you need to make a project, or 2 or 3 or 4. But we don't tell you, you know, this is what the kit makes. We just try to give you some ideas of things that you could make if you want to. Now, a lot of people just go for it and they make their own thing, and that's fantastic. Because I don't ever want you guys to think that you have to make just what I make in the videos. Also, I did have someone the other day that messaged me because I was looking for a couple of designers for our e-club because I'm about bombed out with everything I'm having to do. I've got a little bit more on me right now than I can handle. But I can't remember who messaged me, and evidently my message got deleted, or the email got deleted. So if it was you, please message me again. I do need 2 designers. I would like for you to have a YouTube channel, but if you don't, as long as you can post on Instagram or, you know, our Facebook pages, things like that, that would be okay. But I'd rather you have a YouTube channel. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you got, just a YouTube channel so that, you know, everybody can see what you're making. Because not everybody is in our Facebook group. We don't have everybody in there. We have a lot of people in there, but there's some people that just haven't subscribed to it yet. Some people don't even have Facebook, believe it or not. Okay, let's see. I had this piece left over. That is the perfect size for another pocket, and it's got the colors in there. So I think we'll go ahead and put this down on here. Now, I will definitely do more embellishing on this piece because it is just plain. But I don't know right now what I'll do, so I'm just going to put it down, and then we can always come back and put something else on the top. But I think this paper is so pretty with that embossed look to it. And I will also probably be adding more of those little envelopes in here too for pockets. Okay. All right, there's another pocket. Got a pocket there. And then that one's got a pocket on it. Okay, that's not all of my pages. So that goes over that way. Another page. See, that'd be a good spot for me to add another envelope, a little flip out envelope, because this page is very busy. And that would just kind of break that page up a little bit. So I'll probably do that there. And have the pocket on the back. This page is kind of plain. Well, this is not kind of plain. The other side is. I don't know exactly what I'll do there. Some of them I just have to think about. This one I'd like to break up, but I'm thinking I want to do a flip down instead of a flip up, instead of a sideways flip. Do a little flip down with that, like that. Let's see, we can glue it back here and have another little pocket on that side. And then this one, I don't know yet. I got an idea on that one. This one's probably the one that I'm going to do the cascading part on. And then I want to put something else on this one. I'm going to leave this back where it can be journaled on. I know that. So I think that's all I'm going to do today. And we'll come back and just keep working on this until we get it finished. And I will decide what kind of back I want to add to it, or if I want to add more pages. This kind of little journal, since it's going to go together with these, you can always come back in and add more pages too. As long as these are large enough, you can come back in and add more pages anytime. And that's what I like about them. Because if I want to make this really thick, then I can just come back in and add pages too. So that's why I enjoy putting them together like this. But that's going to be all for that part. Like I said, I do want to do more on this, but I just don't know what right this minute. Not right this minute. I don't know what. But I'm going to let you go probably, and I need to go and do dinner and all that kind of stuff for tonight and get some things prepped for tomorrow, just in case. Like I said, I don't know when they're going to do the surgery. I don't think it'll be tomorrow, but I just need to go and prepare in case it is, so that I'll have stuff here for my hubby to eat and for everybody tomorrow that works to eat. All right, guys, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for watching. We will finish the tag journal. I like one more page having it completely covered. all of the tags covered, and I will try to finish it up tonight, and then we'll come back and do the tag journal and finish it. And like I said, it is already spoken for, so but if you want one, if you would like to have a tag journal, all you need to do is let me know, and I can make more. It may take me a little bit, but I can make more. But let me see if I can find one of the tag. Oh my goodness, you won't believe the state of my desk. My 2 desks. All right. Still need to cover this one. I've got these covered. This is going to be the front. And then I think this page would go next. And then this page. So there would be the front. Second page. And then that page. And we'll probably do a little flip on some of these too. Just a little small pocket. And do some flips, side flips and things. But I just think that's so cute. All right. I am going to let you guys go. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers before our anniversary. Our anniversary is on June the 15th. And that's just one of my goals. I set goals for myself all the time. I always have ever since I've been little, because I think if you don't set goals, then you don't strive for anything. And I always like to set myself goals. Sometimes I set myself way too high goals, but, I'd rather them be high and me strive to reach, is set them too low and me reach and then get discouraged. So anyway, we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.